Good morning. Today, I want to share a story with you that happened to me. I'm guessing probably 7, 8 years ago now. I think it was the winter of 2016. And I was living in Florida. And during that time, it was December, and I had gone with the family. So the family had all came to Florida, and we were looking for something to experience and enjoy. And so we decided we would travel south. We were living in Boca Raton at the time, to travel south along the Florida Keys. And we would go snorkeling. So we had been snorkeling in multiple places as a family and really found it just amazing to see the beauty that is underneath the water that we take for granted, right? We just see, for example, a lake or an ocean, but understanding the teeming, amazing life that is below it. And I consider myself a decent swimmer and had been in, again, like I said, multiple various bodies of water. But in this particular day, we were going snorkeling and it was rough. It was December in the Keys, and the waves were pretty good. Not like, surfing waves, but certainly much more turbulent than just a calm, beautiful day. And we went on this little boat and we were all in our little wetsuits, and my kids had always been excellent swimmers. They had swam competitively, so had no worries about them and their safety. And my husband is a very good swimmer. But we got into the water and it was really interesting. So, when we're sitting on the boat, I was feeling okay, but my husband was feeling really seasick. And it's just the that movement, right, is getting you off balance and not feeling well. Well, we get into the water, everyone's just like excited and they go diving and they're like snorkeling and looking around because there was a special place that we were doing the snorkeling. And so it was out. It was not like in the shallows. And it was really remarkable. As I got into the water, I felt an intense fear overcome me, like anxiety, like I had never experienced, like verging panic attack, if not already moving in that direction. And it was weird because I was sitting there and the waves were coming and they would kind of crash on you a little bit, and then you would kind of get pushed up and then down. So on the surface, I was just bouncing back and forth, right? And I was feeling this intense pressure and like out of control coming like within me. Like my chest was compressing, my muscles were tightening, I was having trouble breathing. And it was interesting at that moment. I remember this coming into my mind: Lori, you will be okay. Take a breath and understand you will be okay. Now, I'm thinking to myself, I'm going to listen to that voice. And I did. And what was really amazing, the next thing that came to my mind or spoke to my mind was, Lori, put your face down in the water and just be, just let it go. And as I did that, so I went from this turbulent surface, waves, gray clouds, to putting my head under the water and just seeing calm. There was a vastness and a calm and a peace. And I thought, okay, am I tripping? Is what's going on? So I came back up and I experienced the waves and the turbulence again and that little bit of creeping of anxiety, but it wasn't like it was. I took a breath and I put my face back down and I realized the calm. And what was happening now, I became aware of the moment, and I felt the space that was underneath the surface and the waves and the crashing. And I felt so calm and peaceful at that point. And I'm saying this because it was a really powerful moment for me. What was interesting was I was thinking, oh, this is a great when my patients speak of having panic attacks or feeling anxiety. But it's much more deeper than that now. As I look back on life and see where these instances can be a lesson, I feel like that's how we can take our past experiences, because our past experiences can only define us if we allow them. And I don't care whether they're good or bad or neutral past experiences. But this particular past experiences, what I think about, and also in the evolution of just my mindfulness practice and the day-to-day existence, is that that voice that was speaking to me, and if I would have been tuning in a little bit more, that voice was speaking to me, Lori, you will be okay. And that was what was really interesting, was it wasn't my thoughts saying, I'm going to be okay, but it was like, Lori, you'll be okay. Who is that? Who is that speaking to me, observing my stress? Who was that voice that was calm and serene and was wise at this moment that I felt out of control? I mean, I thought it was me, but it was me, but I feel like it's the observer of me, right? So the thoughts that we have in our life circumstances are just that. These are these are forms in our life that will come and they will go. And the story here that I want to speak to is understanding the ocean of peace within each of us. If we just take time to sit and reflect the life circumstances around us, the thoughts that go through our head, the emotions that cause stress and anxiety, be it for whatever reason, where you're thinking about the future and what it may or may not bring, you're hooked to the past because it defines you and that is who you are. That's just a choice. But if you turn inward and look and give yourself space to be present in the moment, regardless of what that moment is, you could be sitting on a bus, you could be driving to work, you could be sitting here listening to me or reading a book or just eating a meal. Understanding that suddenly being aware of a moment. And when you allow that moment and that presence, everything dissolves. And we all have that capability within us. And I think that is such a powerful moment to grasp, because it wasn't a matter of doing, it was accepting. And when we accept whatever the present moment brings, there's no resistance, there's no friction. I don't need to control it. Well, it is what it is. To understand the power of, oh, this is not just, oh, this is what it is. It's like, this moment is the reality of this moment, right? This is what it is. We can fight it, but it doesn't change what it is. We can say, oh, this isn't it, but it is still what it is, right? This moment is here in all its glory and sacredness, because it is here for a reason. And if we accept it and then determine, do we need to do something or do we not? Do we just let it be? That's the power that can come out of you when you're not responding or not dealing with anxiety, right? So that was me in the ocean being turned, kind of pushed around by the surface, and I was fighting it. I was allowing it to take hold of me. I was identifying with the disturbance of this ocean on the surface. But the inner wisdom voice, the being, that I like to refer to it, that we all have, and all of us have, we just keep shutting the door on it. The moment that I turned inward and allowed and listened and just followed and had faith, put my face in the water and saw the peace deeper under the ocean and became a part of that moment, it was life transforming. And I was able to enjoy that time with my family and seeing some amazing things. And so that is really in my mindfulness walk that I'm doing every day. I gave a challenge a few days ago, but I would hope that you would find some way to practice this every day in your life, whether it be for a walk or something else. For me, connecting to nature allows me to have clarity and openness to ideas and how I can share with you. Because I feel like all of us have a purpose, but our first purpose is to connect to one another and to this amazing consciousness, or whatever you want to call it, connecting with one another and helping others see that. And whatever your work is, whatever your life circumstance, whatever your vocation is a avenue to do that. And if you're not happy with your current circumstances, maybe it's a reflection of you're fighting the present moment, just accepting this is what it is, whatever it is in your life that you're maybe not happy with, and saying, well, I can accept it and let it be because this too shall pass. Or you can turn and say, if I give space to it and allow my inner wisdom to speak to me, it'll allow me to look deeper into this moment and see what can I do. And I don't know if any of this is making sense for you. Maybe it does. Maybe it's resonating with you. But, I can go a little bit more of an explanation of what I titled this because I really felt this was important. The phrase, an ocean of peace is within you, it really just suggests that each of us lies a vast, deep reservoir of tranquility and serenity, right? It's really kind of just understand it's expanse. It's kind of, you can also see it maybe as looking into the sky at night, right? It's just so vast and you just sit in awe. That was kind of the experience that I had when I looked below the surface. Think of your life circumstances as the waves. They're going to be there. They come and they go. The waves are calm one day. You don't see any, maybe a few ripples, but then there's some big storms. But if you go deeper, there's always that peace within you. We all have it. And I'm hoping that you can see the power of this, because when we disengage from the surface and go deeper, whatever comes our way, we can handle, we can take it. And that's the beautiful and valuable piece here that I hope you can gain from my experience of looking below the surface and connecting with the deep and the peace. And yeah, I hope that you can tap into that ocean of peace within yourself and just really find a sense of stability and tranquility that really generates the peace and the happiness that I think so many people are seeking. And I almost don't like the word happiness. I think it's very superficial. But where people are always looking for that emotion of being happy that everything's okay, I don't have to deal with the negative. But there's something more powerful in our human experience that we can turn inward, feel the deep. That peaceness brings you a sense of joy, which is beyond happiness. And I feel like for myself as a physician and as that skill set that I have acquired, in helping people connect with that piece of them is more powerful than anything I can tell you to do to get your blood sugars better, or how to lower your cholesterol or lose weight. But that is an avenue to get those things, right? So the moment that we can accept the piece and be a part of it, it's easier to do the things that we can feed our bodies well and sleep better and make better life choices for our life circumstances to improve from the standpoint of the waves, helping them be not quite as big and throw you around quite as hard. But the more you resist, the more you push, the more you fight, the harder it gets to have a calm life. I feel like we reflect back to us, our life circumstances will reflect back to us what's going on. Now, it doesn't mean that you don't have other people's waves come crashing into yours, but you can either let it turn you upside down, or you can ride the wave, look deeper into it and say, where's the peace that I can find in this current life circumstance? So I don't know. I feel better sharing that with you. And I just, yeah, I hope you can find that within yourself and can go and share that with others today. Give someone the smile or a love or hug and some peace in their life, and help them understand that they too can find that deeper peace in them. And again, like always, I want to say thank you for sharing time with me today, because you could be scrolling for other things. And I hope this brings value to your day and whatever moment that you have. I always want to end by saying thank you and give you back peace, joy, love, and abundance. I really mean that from the heart of my hearts. And I hope that you find that. And I hope this was helpful. So, yeah, thanks again for being here, and have a wonderful weekend. Be safe. And as always, I will be back next time. Bye.